Hello Internet. Today we're going to make an interior panel for this van. You'll notice it's quite large. The reason for that is because it goes on that back wall. I probably should have cut it in line with one of those reinforcements there, but I don't know, we're not that smart, I guess. The longer it is, the less I have to do, although I do have to splice two panels together back there. We'll deal with the back of it when we get there. Right now I got an event this weekend and I want to get that done and installed so I can put the raised platform across the wheel houses so that if I don't get back to it for a while, well, it doesn't matter. So I did have to take a bracket out over there and adjust that a little bit, and as you can see, it's kind of a mess. This is actually fairly clean for me, so and you know, as you can see, I've already done a couple panels. The crushed velvet was supposed to be a nod to 70s custom vans. I don't know if that's the greatest color combination in the world. I mean, the two reds don't go that well together. But, yeah, that's what happens when you order based on a picture on your computer monitor. So anyway, let's get started. I will be right back. Now here I'm just preparing to cut this material. I got a fresh razor blade. This is the thinnest material, so if you're a little sloppy with it, you can just lay the other material over it, particularly down here on the bottom. You're just going to cover that with a strip anyway, or at least I am. And you're just going to hold this down and run the razor blade down it. It's important to keep using fresh ones because they get dull pretty quick. I don't know if they're cheap ones because they're made in China or what the deal is, but you know. So I can't hold the camera and do this, so I will show you what we've got in a second. And here's our cut piece. The one thing you gotta watch is it's easy to accidentally curve the blade away from your straight edge, and then you do stuff like this. So other than that, now this is going to have to be trimmed off because it's going to get butted up against another piece to go the whole length of this. And then there's about a 30-inch panel that will go behind it, so we'll save the scraps and see how I want to deal with that when we get there. But so alright, I'm going to get my red prepared so that I can only have to open up the glue once and start brushing, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so I just brushed down a little bit here. This cloth soaks it right up. The wood soaks it up to a degree too. The directions want you to wait 15-20 minutes, but I find that it dries faster because it's being soaked up by the material. So we'll give this a few more minutes and press it down, and when it's good and tight, we'll go down the rest of the strip, get that done, and then we can do the top part here. Maybe by then it'll be done mowing the lawn. Started making a video, and of course somebody decided it was time to mow the lawn. Anyway, here's a coat of we're letting this, it's supposed to set for a few minutes. You can see that this material sucks it right up, so alright, hang on. Okay, so I just brushed down a little bit here. This cloth soaks it right up. The wood soaks it up to a degree too. The directions want you to wait 15-20 minutes, but I find that it dries faster because it's being soaked up by the material. So we'll give this a few more minutes and press it down, and when it's good and tight, we'll go down the rest of the strip, get that done, and then we can do the top part here. Maybe by then it'll be already done mowing the lawn. Okay, well, if you're still with me, doing this section, you know, obviously you want a little overlay, and that'll let you fold it under when you're done, so it looks neat on the edges. All I'm doing here is I've got this laid out, lined up, and I've put some stuff on it because the breeze kicks up a little, and that will pick this up and flap it around. But you know, once you get it exactly where you want it, we're going to peel this back up, and I'm just going to do this end, maybe 6-8 inches. You don't have to do a lot, just enough to tag it down good. So we'll do that, and then I'll come back. Forgot to say, only paint the wood. Once you get your coat on there, flop your cloth back down, then pull it right back off. And you know, it's not perfect down there, but I think it'll do. Now we gotta wait a few minutes until the shine goes away. It's not nearly as long as the can wants you to wait. Alright, well, I got interrupted there, but so hopefully this is going to be alright. It got flopped over on me and I just pressed it down because I was busy dealing with the other thing. But basically that little bit, you know, it's holding. I mean, it's just foam backed cloth. It doesn't need tons and tons and tons of glue. So now what we do is we roll it up back to here, and then we just do the same thing we did with this, except we just paint a foot or so of this. I mean, you could probably paint out the whole thing if you wanted and then roll it out, but I find it's easier to make sure it's aligned if you go like a foot or so at a time. So we will get started on that and go from there. So there, we got it all rolled out, spread out. You know, it's not, the edge unfortunately is not perfect. All the distractions and messing around. Plus this is such a long piece, but I think we're going to try carpet glue for the carpet on the bottom of this. That was the whole point of, you could kick up against that. I just got to remember one thing about these G-vans is if you want to put a panel on the inside like that, it is got to be about 50 inches from the floor to just overlap across the top. So, well, 4x8 sheet of plywood is 48 inches. So you're missing a couple inches, but you know, you can put a little strip down there. It's a lot easier than taking and doing in 4-foot sheets cut to 50 inches. You end up with a bunch of waste plywood that you can't do anything with because, well, I mean, I suppose you could make panels for the doors, but I already got enough extra for that from what I've got now. So that'll be the next step. I already cut carpet to 18 inches. Whichever side is the cleanest, I will put up. I'll trim them out for that notch, I think, after it's installed on this side. And we'll see how it works. The one beauty of this cement is once it's on, it's on. I can flop this over and do the edges and then trim off whatever's extra. The carpet glue, I don't know how long it's got to sit to cure. So if it, I mean, I got plenty of cement left, so if the carpet glue looks like it'll take too long to cure, I'll just do the rubber cement or contact cement, whatever it's called. But we'll get this knocked out. It's gone pretty quick so far, so, you know, I mean, it's not perfect, but this will be around where the bulkhead is, so it probably won't show. And you know, I mean, this is, I made one headliner panel and one, this is like the third panel I've made. You know, if I keep doing them, I'll get better. It's like anything else. But this isn't going to be a show vehicle. I just wanted it to be nice. So, alright, we'll come back, I think, and show the finished panel before it goes in, and maybe we'll show you what it looks like inside there. Alright, so there's the, I just glued down the last of the carpet. I decided to use the contact cement because it sets faster, and the carpet glue looks like it's meant for flat surfaces, not vertical, so we'll see how it works out. But let's give that some time to set. I'll flip it over, trim out here, trim my edges, then we'll go get it screwed in there. This panel's fun because I have to slide it in the back door and all the way up and get it in between the bulkhead and the outside edge. So you know, this foam, if you put too much rubber cement down and press down, it'll actually grab this top layer and you'll have like divots and dents in it. So that was why I tried pressing and pulling it off, and that seems to work pretty good because it doesn't weigh anything. So, you know, it's not like you're gluing two pieces of wood together and then you're going to use it for a bridge over or something. So well, hopefully somebody learned something today. I mean, this is just a basic flat panel. Most of your car doors are going to be like this, except you'll have to position holes for your crank handles and where the armrests mount and stuff. But, you know, pretty much all you got to do there is take your pre-cut panel, line it up where you want, and press, and it'll give you an idea where you've got to drill for those holes by leaving marks on the back side of the panel. That's a nice lazy way to do it. So, boy, this battery didn't have lasted at all. I gotta hit some new ones. Alright. Yeah, this is going to be the platform, the bed. I had to notch it for the spare tire because the tire is going to stay inside. I decided it looks cleaner that way. So that can go in once this panel is in, because it sits on top of the wheel houses, width of the body. So it would be real tough to get this in with that already in there. Alright, well, we'll let this cure, then we'll put it in and we'll show you what it looks like installed. Well, there it is. It's kind of test fit there. That extra bit of carpet does lift it up enough in the back to, I gotta lift it up just a touch in the front, and the coat hook back there is in my way. The speaker wire eventually is going to get run down to the back. This had some goofy speakers attached to those bars when I got it, and I'm still using part of that wire, so it's starting to look like something anyway. So, I mean, that's your one-day interior panel, and yeah, it's not perfect, but a couple of pieces of carpet runner will hide the edges and it'll look nice and neat. So, you know, there's the other side. The curvature of these vans, you gotta have one here. It probably should have another one here. The screws to hold it in place. But these aren't that heavy, so you don't have to go nuts with the screws. Just enough to get it in there, and then if you got rattling, come back and figure out where it is and put another screw in. I gotta mark where the beams are before I tighten it on too, in case I gotta run any into the. But I got a little piece to go back there. I think I got enough material left from the other side to fill that gap. And then it's a matter of, I got enough material to go all the way down the roof from front to back, but I think I'm going to get a vent and put in there. It gets pretty warm in here, so I could put it here, but I already did the. So there you go. There's your interior panel, homemade, somewhat mildly, almost even professional. Yeah, I meant to get white LED lights, but I don't know. Somehow I've managed to end up with something better than I originally planned. These lights will do other things besides fade in and out, but all right, before the